Welcome back to CBS Mornings. We have more of our exclusive interview with R. Kelly survivor Azriel Clary. A jury convicted Kelly this week of 9 charges. Now, 5 of those related to crimes committed against her, including transporting a minor across state lines to engage in sexual activity. Clary, who is now 23 years old, says Kelly abused her verbally and physically for years. The first time we met her, she was 21 years old, and she was still living with R. Kelly. We spoke with her again yesterday. It's her first interview since the trial.
Come on in, Azriel. Well, you look good.
Thank you. So do you.
Have a seat. I'll just start with this. I'm really glad to see you again because I wasn't sure I'd ever get to talk to you again.
I'm very happy to be here and see you again as well.
It feels like a full circle moment to me. When we first met Azriel Clary in March of 2019, she had been living with R. Kelly for almost 5 years and was one of his fiercest supporters.
Because you guys don't know the truth. You guys are believing some facade that our parents are saying. This is all lies for money.
Clary and another woman, Joycelyn Savage, told us then that they were in a relationship with the embattled R&B singer. But Clary left the apartment she shared with Kelly in Chicago 7 months after our interview.
I was lost, and I felt invisible, and you know, I gave someone that control over me to basically make me do whatever it was that they wanted me to do and act however they wanted me to act.
During R. Kelly's trial, she testified that he began sexually abusing her when she was just 17 years old. At the time of the interview with us, were you afraid when you were sitting there talking to us?
I was. He did his interview first.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
He came in and he told us to be angry and be upset, and she's gonna try to do this and you gonna.
Oh, he told you that?
Yes, and so we came in angry.
So he told you be angry?
Yes, and I was scared because I was like, I don't want the world to see me this way, you know? I'm loving, I'm caring, I'm compassionate, and no one got to see that side of me.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because your dad called me after and said, that is not my daughter. That is not who she is. That is not how she speaks. That is not what she believes. During the trial, you testified that you said, I was not honest in the interview that you did with us.
Yeah.
What were you not honest about?
Everything.
Everything?
Everything, yes. You know, before that interview, you know, he had us practicing every single day.
Practicing what?
Answering questions. And if he didn't like our answer, he would tell us exactly what to say and how to say it. So anytime you mention anything,
Azriel, I'm stunned by this.
Yeah.
So anytime you mention,
anytime you mention anything about sexual preference, we already know to say, I'm not here to talk about that. Because that's what he told us to say every single time.
And that's exactly what you said.
First of all, I'm not here to talk about my personal life, and I would never share with no one what I do in or outside of the bedroom.
So when the interview was over and you all go back to his apartment, the 3 of you, what is the conversation?
He was so happy.
He was happy?
He was so happy. He was like, you guys did amazing. You know, you did so well. You carried yourself so well. I believe he even, like, got food and wanted to celebrate. That's how happy he was with that interview. And I was just there like, wow.
What did he think about how he came across in the interview?
Truthfully, I think he believed that he had done well. He felt like he had really made a great reflection of himself and where he was in life, and how all these women were lying on him, and how all these people were just, you know, out to get him, and, you know, that sympathy card that he just loved so much.
Did you ever have conversations when he wasn't around to say, this is not good, this is not healthy, we got to get the hell out of here? Did you ever have any conversations like that? I
feel like a lot of people tried, but everyone always got beat over it because he was very good at manipulating a situation. So even if he knew or not, he would basically say, he could come in this room right now and he would say, you know, I've already spoken to Joy. She already told me exactly what you guys have been talking about. You have 5 minutes to be honest, or you're going to be thrown around this entire room. Everything that we were living in had become very normal. And I had to break out of that. I had to realize that this is actually abnormal.
Yeah, the dysfunction was so prevalent that after a while it did feel normal to you?
It did, because it was not only me, it was other women who were older than me. You know, when I met him at 17, he had 4 other women. And so these women are all normalizing his actions, and then you have assistants normalizing his actions, and you have workers and security and everyone else that normalizes it. So me being very young at that time, I just learned to normalize it.
What do you think anybody could have said or done to help you leave the situation sooner?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. I feel like that is something that I would have had to have woken up from myself, something that I would have had to realize on myself. And, you know, a lot of people don't realize with victims, the more you try to help them, the more it upsets them sometimes, you know.
Your interview stands out because you are one of the few who we've heard who defended him so vocally and so adamantly and now ends up testifying against him. Well, your testimony was very key, Azriel, was very key. It was very graphic, it was very painful. Some of it was so graphic the judge wouldn't even allow it to be released to the public. And I'm wondering what it was like for you sitting there looking at him while you're testifying about what your life had been like with him.
I feel like it was very disturbing to have to relive those moments. And I don't know, a piece of me was happy because I felt like...
Happy?
Yeah, because I felt like this person no longer has control over me, you know? You don't tell me what to do and what to wear and where to go and how long to be in a room anymore, so.
I think the fact that you're sitting here today is very brave and very courageous that you would come back and sit down and want people to see who you really are.
I think it's very important, you know, even I have to take accountability for my actions. It's okay to reevaluate your life. It is okay to change your mind. You know, you are never too old to wake up and say, hey, I thought this was good for me, but it's actually not. And so I feel like that's why it was important for me to come back here and see you again, because it is okay to change your mind. It is okay to apologize and forgive yourself, more importantly. And that's really what I had to do.
R. Kelly, as you know, has long denied allegations of sexual misconduct with the underage girls. I'm happy to say that Azriel is in therapy. You know, she came to the interview alone, which surprised me. I thought somebody would be with her. She came by herself. When she testified, her therapist was with her in another room. And she knows that she still has a lot of work to do. But what happened to her, I was really glad to see her in such a different space, because what she's been through, when I say unspeakable things, I won't go there, only just say at one point feces are involved. Take your mind wherever you want to go, it's that graphic. The humiliation, the degradation that happened to this young woman, and the fact that she's still afraid because she's worried. She still gets death threats from R. Kelly's supporters. She lives in fear. And, you know, at the time, you know, she said very disparaging things against her family. She said, imagine, I hadn't seen anybody for 5 years. I'd never seen any other woman other than yourself who wasn't in an abusive relationship. That's why that made such a mark on her.
She said she gave him control, which almost places the blame on herself.
On herself, yes.
Right. Does she realize at this age that he was manipulating her and that he actually took control? Yeah,
she realizes it now, though, Nate. But at the time, you know, he was very good in terms of grooming them.
For sure.
You know, and you would think that everything was fine. When we came to do that interview, he would say, oh, they're out shopping, which is what he would do. He would send them shopping, so they came back with all these shopping bags to show these people aren't being held against their will. They're happy. They're out shopping.
Having
they're
a great life.
Yes, yes. It's all very, very, very manipulative.
It's an amazing interview, Gayle.